Shalom, shalom, family. Grace and peace.
Peace and blessings to the 12.
Yes, yes. So today we're coming to you with another lesson, one that has been taken out of context and mistaught for some time now. Jeremiah chapter 10. It is being taught that this is referring to Christmas. So we're going to go through the scripture precept upon precept and give you the actual understanding of what Jeremiah 10 is speaking of. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Jeremiah 10, we're going to start at verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Now, this is an interesting thing. He's speaking to Israel. So what Jeremiah is quoting right here is what? Coming from Moses when we made our exodus out of the land of Egypt. So he's telling Israel not to be dismayed or to follow the customs of the heathens. These are things that the heathens follow. This is what they worship. They worship the star, the moon, and the sun. All right, well, let's go to a precept and get an understanding of what that is speaking on. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 19.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 19. And as thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided into all nations under the whole heaven.
So this was something that was divided among the nations, meaning the heathens, the Gentiles. So we were ordered, we were given a commandment not to mingle with these people, because eventually you're going to do what? You're going to start to follow their customs. You're going to start to worship their gods. Remember, King Solomon sinned by this. He married women of the other nations, and eventually he became a follower of their religions. He bowed down and served their idols. So this is what this is talking about. It's not referring to Christmas, but it is referring to idolatry. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to Jeremiah 10.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So this right here, verse 3, is where a lot of people get mixed up and and confused, because it mentions tree here. So automatically you would think that it's talking about a Christmas tree. And it almost sounds like it's talking about a Christmas tree, because going into verse 4, it's talking about decking it, decking it with silver, decking it with gold. But is that actually what this is talking about? All right, read on verse 4.
Jeremiah 10 and 4. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are now upright as the palm.
So now you got Christmas bells ringing in your head, right? let's go to a precept, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 25.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 25. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
Isn't this something? So right here, Deuteronomy 7:25 calls it a graven images. It says it's a graven image, and that you shall burn with fire. And we shall not desire the silver or the gold that came off of these things. Notice this right here is showing you that it is covered in silver and gold. So he said, what? Destroy these people, destroy their flocks, destroy their idols. This was a commandment that the Most High gave us when we went in to possess the land that was promised to our forefather, right?
Mm.
So it is not talking about a tree, but it is talking about idolatry. All right, let's go back to Jeremiah 10.
And if I might add, if you go back to when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they actually melted gold down and they made a golden calf. So this
Exactly.
isn't the time that our people have fell into idolatry, and the Lord had to correct us back
Mhm.
into His way.
Exactly. So we've gone into idolatry time and time again. The thing is, everywhere we go, when you examine every captivity that Israel has gone into, we always adopted the heathenist customs of the people that enslaved us.
Mm.
Always, even right here in America right now, because most of us follow and celebrate Christmas, not knowing that it's actually a pagan holiday. You're worshiping Nimrod.
Mhm.
So the Most High gave us a warning. These, hey, captivity, you're going to be punished for idolatry. But us being rebellious and hard-headed as we are, we follow the customs of the heathen. We want to be like everybody else.
Mm.
Yep, yep. Let's pick up where we left off. Jeremiah 10.
Jeremiah 10, chapter 5.
Mhm,
Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 5. So sorry.
mhm,
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born because they
mhm,
cannot go.
mm.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Now, there's something right here. This is speaking of an idol. It said it can't go, it has to be carried, meaning this thing, it might have feet, but it can't walk on its own because it's not a living thing. It says, be not afraid of them because it can't do evil, neither is it in this thing to do good. This is a dead idol. All right, let's get further understanding on that. Let's go to Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verses 18 and 19.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse
Mhm,
18. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it?
mhm,
The molten image and a teacher of lies,
mm,
that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols?
mm.
Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
Mm. So this thing is a dead piece of wood that's covered in silver and in gold, and people actually bow and pray to this thing, expecting a blessing. They are expecting to be protected by this thing. Notice now, this thing said, verse 18 said, the maker of it. How can you make a god?
Mm.
You're
Hmm.
gonna you creating it didn't create you, you create it. And you're gonna bow and worship this dumb idol.
That you made with your own hands.
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna make me a
Hmm.
god, I'm gonna pray to it. I would really like to see that thing move. I like to hear it speak. If it does, your spirit might jump out your body.
For real.
Exactly. Let's go to another precept on that. Psalms 135, verse 15 through 17.
The book of Psalms, chapter 135, verse 15. The idols of the heathen are silver and gold, and the work of men's hands.
Mm.
They have mouths, but they speak not.
Mm.
Eyes have they, but they see not.
Mm.
They have ears, but they hear not. Neither is there any breath in their mouths.
This is really
They
something.
that
Read that verse 2.
they have
Verse 8.
ears.
Uh-huh.
18.
Yes, sir.
They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them.
You know, that's pretty interesting. I got a Fred Sanford moment right there. You big dummy. It says, they that make them are like unto them. You're like the dumb idol. You the dummy to actually sit and worship this thing. So verse 15 says, the idols of the heathen are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. So this is something that was crafted by a man's hand, right? Everything was created by the Most High, right? That's who our prayers should go to, right? That's who we should worship. We should keep his commandments. Now, what kind of commandment can a piece of wood give you that's covered up in gold? Can't give you a thing. Verse 17 goes on to say that they have ears, but they can't hear. It's not a living thing. They have eyes, but they can't see. It's not a living thing. This thing has a mouth, but it cannot speak. So it is not giving you instruction, because this is a dead, dumb idol. And people that's worshiping these things are just like them, dumb.
The dead, dumb idol.
Exactly. This is what the scriptures are saying. This ain't our words. This is what the scriptures are actually saying. Yep. Let's go back. Let's go back to Jeremiah. Let's pick up at verse 9.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 9. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workmen and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men.
Hold right there for a second, Shem, because a lot of people don't know what the word founder means. All right. A founder is a smith. He works with metal. What he does is he melts these things down and form them into something. All right. So it says sheets. When you take those sheets after something has been cut and carved into something, they take that metal, overlay it, and they hammer it to form it in the item of what was carved out. So notice what we've been saying. We've said decking, we've said overlaid. All of this is talking about the same thing, covering. This was the same.
And so thing. In other words, they'll carve the idol, and idols have grooves. Of course, the face has certain grooves, and so they would have the sheet of silver or gold, and they would beat the sheet of gold and silver into the grooves of the idol. So it's looking like a trophy almost.
Exactly. And silver and gold are both very soft metals. When you're talking about true silver and true gold, 24 karat gold that has not been mixed with anything, it is soft. So it can very easily be formed into something. All right. And I know a lot of
That's
people.
a great point.
A lot of people don't get that. They miss that. Because today, when you buy something, gold is 10 karat, 12, 14 karat, because it's actually been mixed with another metal. But what we're looking at here in the scriptures, they wasn't dealing with mixed metals. They were dealing with pure silver. They were dealing with pure gold, which is very easy to form over an item that has been carved out. So by the time that thing is done, it is shaped and formed exactly as that idol is. Yeah. So the founder is a smith, and his job is to work with metals.
A silversmith or a goldsmith.
Exactly. And all he is a founder. That's the actual name of them, founders. All right, let's keep on reading.
Did you want 10 down?
10. Yes, sir.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 10. And the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide in his indignation. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the word by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
There's no breath in them. So what have we just read right here? Everything was created by the one true living God. There's no need for the idol, because what we understood right here is the idol can't do anything for you. It says every man is brutish in his own knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his melted image is falsehood. You can't get no clearer than this. Jeremiah 10 is not making a reference to Christmas, but it is making a reference to idolatry, the making of idols. It says one cut a tree. He shapes that tree. All right. He overlays it with silver and with gold. And you have men that pray to these things, looking for blessings, looking for prosperity, looking for protection. This thing can't do anything for anyone because it is a dead thing. It is an image, simply, not a living thing. Let's go to another scripture. We're going to close out with this one. This is the book of Baruch, the very last chapter of chapter 6, the epistle of Jeremiah. And we're going to read from verses 64 through 73.
And this is the nail in the coffin.
Exactly.
Right here, my brother. This thing here, when I actually read this and we did a study on it maybe some months ago, man, this was the nail in the coffin right here. Baruch chapter 6, verse 54. Did you want me to read 50 down, or did you want 54 down?
64 down.
64 down.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. The book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 64. Wherefore it is neither to be supposed nor said that they are gods, seeing that they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto men. Knowing therefore that they are no gods, fear them not, For they can neither curse nor bless kings, neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon. The beasts are better than they, for they can get under a covert and help themselves. It is then by no means manifest unto us that they are gods. Therefore fear them not. For as a scarecrow in the garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so are their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold.
Is it decking with
And
silver?
likewise, I'm sorry, what you got?
So there's the silver and gold right there.
Verse 71. And likewise, their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold are like to a white thorn in an orchard that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body that is cast into the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them. And they themselves afterwards shall be eaten and shall be a reproach in the country. Better therefore is the just man that hath none idols, for he shall be far from reproach.
Ain't that something right there? You can't get no clearer than that. Like Brother Shem said, that right there is the nail in the coffin. Notice verse 71, it reference to it like a scarecrow. Eventually, the birds realized, hey, that thing is moving. It hasn't made a sound. It did not try to shoo us away. So eventually, I think we all probably have seen this in the cornfield where you got the scarecrow. Eventually, you see the scarecrow's resting on his arm. He's sitting on top of his head, right? He can't do nothing. Right. He what they say? Hey, they mocking him. He ain't got no power. He can't do it.
And then also, if you go to any of your city councils or to the library, they'll have a statue, right? Mm-hmm. They'll have a statue, and the statue would be covered in bird poop. Exactly. Because them birds know that that's not a real person.
Hey, what that bird said, he ain't worth the shit. That's something. So, family, I hope you got some understanding out of this right here. Now, it is a good thing that people are realizing that Christmas is a pagan holiday, but there's a lot of churches and some other teachings that we have run across that they're actually using Jeremiah the 10th chapter, and under the misunderstanding that it is talking about Christmas. It is not talking about Christmas. It is simply talking about idol creating and worshiping of them. These idols are a snare. Our people have bowed down to these things time after time in different captivities, following the customs of the heathens, which the Most High commanded us not to. So I pray you all got some understanding out of that, and stay tuned. We'll be back with more.
And if you like the video, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit the notification bell to get notified of any of the further videos that we release, and also subscribe to the channel. And until then, we say shalom, Israel.
Shalom, family.